Hey, you alongside everyone else might be wondering why I'm measuring mailboxes in the middle of the night.
Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Jackie, and if you're new here, this channel explores my journey into 3D printing and designing things, just trying to learn more about it. If you're a 3D printer yourself or are interested in it or just want to be here for the ride, this channel's for you. Before we begin, I do want to give a quick shout out to everyone who had supported the first video. Thank you guys so much. I was actually a little bit overwhelmed with the support on the first video. A lot of you gave feedback and insights on how I could improve. For example, not having to print the whole thing, just printing like a plate of it so I can see if it'll fit, giving me terminology like clearance. Thank you guys so much again for all the support and keep it coming. After my first project with the SSD holder, I wanted to try something else. One thing that I thought of making was a mailbox nameplate. So this is something I was measuring yesterday. This slit, if you look at my neighbors, it's like a little box that has a little like indent on the mailbox. We kind of had something similar to my neighbors. And after a period of time with weather, it would kind of go off like this. But I wanted something a little more permanent, something that people could probably keep for a long time that I don't have to keep replacing. That's where the idea came from, of like printing something that has our names on it. So here they are. Let me try to lighten that. Isn't that cool? Here we go. Now we have light on these nameplates. So before we talk about these, I actually printed one before this. If we look at the first one, this is only held by like double-sided tape. It's completely made with PLA Pro. And then the other one is PLA. I got a new roll of PLA because, I wanted to see what the difference is. And to be honest, it does feel a little more sturdy, but other than that, it looks pretty much the same. I had some issues with printing PLA today. I didn't know you had to recalibrate it. So the first time I printed it, and I had a video of it, it became like super stringy. That's been solved now. Someone asked for me to show my Blender files, so here they are. One thing I do want to note, I'm using the A1 Mini as my main printer, or my only printer, and it comes with a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. It's definitely not the most detailed that it can be. So what I ended up doing was I have bought a 0.2 millimeter nozzle on Amazon, and hopefully that will be coming soon. So don't mind the failed cat. We'll get into that later. This was printed with a 0.2 millimeter nozzle. So the details are actually much finer, especially the text. The text is beautiful on this. A couple of challenges with the 0.2 millimeter, the time it takes to print everything. I tested this, and with the 0.4, with just one plate, it takes like 20 minutes. And then with the 0.2, it takes like 3 hours. And the amount of waste that is generated from 0.2 seems more. It is finer, but there's a lot more, poop that comes out of the poop chute. But I really, this design was quite simple. I like it. It's very clean. I still tried to bevel it, and the beveling, I think with being how small it is, it started to show, especially around where it kind of curves out. I can definitely see the layer lines, but I'm still pretty happy with it. It fits perfectly. This time I did give it a good clearance. I gave it like a 0.2 millimeter clearance. It snapped and it fit. After I printed this one, I had the idea of printing them for my neighbors because I realized this was kind of a neighborly problem. I wanted to learn how to create some sort of design, so it's not just like a boring nameplate. So here came this version. I tried to learn how to 3D design the cat on Blender so we can 3D print it. And actually, the 3D design turned out very well. What I failed to understand, because my design was very complicated, I think, in a small scale, it's hard to print that detail. And Bamboo, like my A1 Mini, definitely did not accomplish it. It was just impossible for it to keep up. So, yeah, it just doesn't work in real life, right? And I didn't really think about that because on the computer it seemed fine until I printed it. I was like, this does not look like what I want it to look like. I'm probably going to revisit this, 3D printing, 3D designing, more sort of like cats, dogs, whatever, because I do think it's fun instead of having like just like the apartment 3. I think it's better if we have some sort of icon. People would love it, especially if I want to print it for more people, right? Right now, the thing that I have learned is typography. Sometimes when you use the standard typography and then you try to export it as an STL, there's like gaps and it feels like it's glitching out. If you realize how to fix that, and I will put that video down below as well. But so far, I think I definitely learned a lot with this project. You know, printing small, definitely. Learning how to fix typography, how to print words, 0.2 nozzle, 0.4 nozzle, PLA Pro. Hey, I just finished recording the video, but these just finished printing and I really wanted to check them out with you. So here we go again. These are the new ones I printed as gifts for my neighbors. So we're gonna take them out together. So pop these open. So with the new ones, there's actually a few things I wanted to talk about. First thing I wanted to talk about was multicoloring. You see how there's like 2 colors now? So now I added like a double layering. So the bottom is blue, the top is white, and the words are black. If you see this one has a yellow bottom. So I've been playing around with different colors. The words aren't as fine as you can see probably. Like the, if I can kind of zoom in, there we go. So the A's and stuff aren't that nice looking. But I think for our purposes, this is definitely fun. And being it printed for like just an hour instead of 5, I think this is definitely much better. Yeah, just wanted to show that out there. But these new ones look great. So for the future, I definitely want to try learning how to create more of, you know, little designs, drawings. I want to learn how to do something more organic. And I think this is where Blender comes in and definitely really helps. But I will say I would try to make it bigger. I think this is just too small for detail. You know, it just doesn't make sense. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you like the little light that I have going on in terms of this little setup. But appreciate it. As always, take care and I'll see you next time. Bye.